I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Alrighty then, dear listener. Buy our merch indeed. Shall lead them.
So we are doing a DJ stream right
Yes,
now. Vivace Conspirito.
Huh?
What was that? How do you say it?
Rory Gallagher, Shadow Play?
No.
Oh.
I'm doing the name of the stream.
Oh, Vivace Conspirito.
Okay, and the next...
I don't know how in the world you keep doing that, because you literally Googled the sound and had the Italian lady repeat it for you.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm so sorry. Okay, so Gory.
Hey, shout out to Vermia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Shorty's name correct. Remember we did that yesterday? Was that girl?
Yep.
She did a really good job.
Oh, yeah. She did.
So Kai sent the reaction.
Oh, cool.
Kai,
Nice.
put the thing. Yeah, my gain's pretty high here.
Okay.
Kai, put the link to her channel in the thing so we can get Shorty more love. It's a travesty that she's not at 1 million subs. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So
Get the new link for number 5. Remember the new link for number 5?
we have it.
Okay, so the one entitled number 5 is number 5?
That's number 5.
Okay, perfect. Good job.
Rory Gallagher, Shadow Play is the name of the song. So let's see. What do we have for comments? Oh, well. I'm going to go with the other one here. Whoop. Okay. So, with up to 30 million records sold, this great and unassuming man was humble to the core. His signature 1961 Stratocaster, purchased on payment plan for the spendy sum of £100 at the time, was rationalized to his parents on the grounds that he could play both lead and rhythm and obviate the need for a 4th band member. A young from Queen spoke about watching Rory and how he approached him and inquired about his setup. True to form, Rory patiently explained it to May. No entourage or pomp or circumstance. Rory was also always made time for fans. A true guitar great, widely respected by his contemporaries. He was all about playing his music.
Alrighty.
Well, then let's see this gentleman from 1978.
1970. Is it another live video?
I'm assuming it
They
is.
doing all live videos?
It was a lot of live.
That's so smart. I like them. I like them a lot. All right, guys. Rory Gallagher, Shadow Play, Subtitula.
Let's go.
Let's go. these guitars.
Wow.
Sounds come crashing, and I hear anything. All those sounds just blaze away. Feel you straight inside. Little Mr. Jacket, little Mr. Hyde. Thoughts run wild, free as a child into the night. Past the screen, a thin beam of magic light. Still, not sure what part I play in this shadow play. Shadow play in the shadow. Shadow play in the shadow. Shadow play.
That bassist is rocking. Look at that guy. Feeling that shit, boy. Go ahead, brother minister. Remember I said in the previous song, it's like, that dude knew exactly what his range was and his pitch was?
Yep.
This guy is a much better guitarist than he is a singer. The singer is not his thing. Or he's a little bit too ambitious and he didn't have much range. But I'm a guitarist, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I truly don't care. I mean, I just don't
It's
care.
so funny. I didn't really notice that. The vocal situation. I think I was very focused on the lyrics and what was said before the song started about him being like not assuming and how he seemed like a sort of a humble person, and his presentation was kind of that way, you know what I mean?
100%.
And then he was talking about like where does he stand in the shadow play? Unless I misunderstood what he was talking about. He said, I feel a little strange inside, a little Mr. Jekyll and a little Mr. Hyde. So that's like the good and bad, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, sounds come crashing, I hear laughing, all those lights just blaze away. I feel a little strange inside, a little bit of Jekyll, a little Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, like, and we talk about that a lot, you know, the concept of the shadow self and all that.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like how
it must be
there was an
hard.
assumption made of him at the beginning of how he puts himself out there, and that matched his presentation, I thought. But then I was like, I wonder what side of himself we don't see that that he's singing about?
Well, I just think if you're a humble person, it must be really hard to be a rock star. Because you got all these people kind of worship you. It must be an icky feeling to a degree. To be celebrated to that degree. It must be a really uncomfortable feeling. Like, I knew a pastor guy one time, and the guy was massively gifted at preaching. And of course, if you're in a church, if you can really, really preach well, then people are gonna and the guy would say, like, I'm not a great person. I'm not a good person. Like, he would take digs at himself, and then people would be like, oh, look how humble he is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He wasn't trying to be humble. Like, I mean, if you knew the dude, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's a humble guy.
Yeah.
But, like, he was trying so hard to, like, you know, and no matter what he did, like, you're trapped, man. Like, people are built for worship. They're going to worship something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that yeah.
What?
I just think that happened because, you know, I don't want to say too much maybe. The guy was, like, more masculine, I guess, than the other people that were there. So I think that what was happening is when he was saying what his issues were, people just saw that. It would be, like, I think people thought of it. Actually, I do know how people thought of it because I heard them say it. But it would be like if, I know that this is not the same thing, but it would be like if a girl was saying, like, I have a problem, and my problem is I'm just too beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
He would be preaching on pride, and he would say, oh, I have a serious pride issue. Or he would,
we're not talking about the same people then.
Yeah.
Because he didn't say he had a pride issue.
Yeah, he'd be up there preaching, be like, oh, yeah, like, oh, that's me. Like, there'd be a bad guy in a story, and he'd be like, yeah, that's me. And the guy wasn't being gloriously violent. The guy was just being, you know, a sinner. And the guy would say, yeah, I have this problem. I have that problem. I have this problem. It didn't matter what he did. People were like, yeah, you're the great. So that's all I'm saying is, like when you're a person like that, and then you get all these people that are around you, and they're saying you're so great, he must feel like. And then the other thing is that, like, you kind of when those things are in front of you over and over again, and you start indulging in those temptations, and then you feel even like, ugh. See what I'm saying? Somebody says, I feel a little strange inside, a little Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Because didn't Mr. Hyde come out at night? Like, in the daytime, he was Jekyll, and then at night, Mr. Hyde would come out. I
guess I thought it had to do with the moon. So, yeah, that would be at night.
Which would be the night, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's got to deal with all that stuff. I'm sure it'd be pretty difficult for him.
Yeah.
If you're a small, like, unassuming guy.
Wow, that is so interesting.
Who all he wants to do is play music.
Wow, that's really interesting. I think you could be right. So he's the doctor during the day, but then he's
just
when he takes out his guitar and he's like that
regular self.
That person that's wow, that's really interesting.
Like,
yeah.
His regular self. In the flinty night, it's midnight, and stars collide. Stars.
Yeah.
Shadows run in full flight. Etc., etc., etc. To run, seek, and hide. I'm still not sure what part I play in the shadow play. See?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about the shadow self. And yeah, like his
that's so
context
interesting.
is a community where there are very few kinds of celebrity where your shadow self is accepted. And rock and roll is almost singularly one of them. Like, Antonio Brown embraces his shadow self. People hate him for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they hate him for it. So, like, but rock and roll, like, music is, like, one of the few times when you can, like, completely be as dark of a person as you want to be. And the more dark you are, the more celebrated you are.
Right.
So, I think for a guy that's, like, genuinely, like, a very graced person, has a lot of goodness in his heart, I think it's very hard to try to, you know, reconcile yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really difficult because it's like, you know, shit, man.
Yeah, especially if the reason you got so good at, like, the instrument is because you were so introverted. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden now you're on stage.
That's true.
Or, you know.
That's true. Because this guy was like, I don't know. You know, we've listened to a couple of Hendrix. I love Hendrix's. he's okay. Like, he doesn't really bring a lot of emotion out of me. I mean, granted, we've only listened to like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. But like, this guy's guitar work, and I agree with Brooke, he was definitely making that guitar his bitch. Like, his guitar work was crazy. What are you laughing at?
It's just funny, like, you know how...
When a woman says
that?
Well... Is that what you're trying to... Is that where you're going?
No, it's just more like... You know how I've said some like really offensive stuff on the channel? I'm not gonna bring up the stuff that I've said previously, but this is gonna be another one of those. Like, he doesn't look like the type of person that could make a bitch out of anything. You know what I mean? Like, he just looks...
Oh, because of the way he looks.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's a bad motherfucker on that.
Yeah, I know. He really is really good on that instrument. But it was just a funny...
He's one of those guitarists. He's one of those guitarists. Like, when I first heard Notorious Thugs, like, it made me want to rap. I was like, man, I want to rap. Like, this guy is one of those guitarists where you hear that shit and you're like, damn, I want to play guitar. And, like, he completely owned it. And you could tell he plays like 12 hours a day. He, like, completely owned the instrument.
It's so funny because when I hear it, I'm like, I know.
What? Did you hear the solo?
No. I'm saying he's so good that it doesn't make me want to play the instrument. It makes me want to say, I'm just going to sit here and recognize your greatness because I am never going to put that much time into that instrument. I know it.
Okay, so apparently Jimi Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner. Okay. I mean, I don't think he's trash. I mean, everybody says that Jimi Hendrix is a GOAT. I personally am not seeing it. I don't understand why he's the GOAT. I don't get it. But, I mean, who am I? I mean, it's conventional with who am I?
Yeah, well, I mean...
this guy, he pulled a lot of emotion out of the technical work.
Yeah, like, and I do think that there are some artists that when they're playing, it does feel like they're showing off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I didn't feel that arrogance when he was playing. Like, I felt like this was, like I said before, I felt like this is something that he did when he like put a lot of time and practice in because he was introverted, and then here he goes. Here he goes. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like he was like, worship me, all you losers.
Yeah, but he just loves the instrument.
Yeah.
He loves the instrument.
Like a real respect between the instrument and himself. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times when you get like really technical play, it's funny because BC was like, your little thing that you did sounded like how my beginner guitarist sound or whatever, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty funny. Shout out to BC. But like, when you see really technical guitarists play, there's a lot of time when like the feeling is just feeling's out of it. It's like, okay, you got your scale work down. Okay, you got music down. Oh, look at that, you're in Dorian mode. Oh, okay. Like, cool, bro. Like, I respect it. There's a lot of guitarists I sit there and watch, I go, I respect it. Vocally, this guy, it just I don't think he was bad. I just think he went a little bit like outside of his range. And like, to me, like, I don't have a problem. Like, if you're like me, for example, like, I know exactly where my range is, and that's exactly where I'm staying. And I'm not getting out of there, period. You, on the other hand, you've got so much range, but then you go all in your head and stuff. I'm like,
yeah, because I don't know where my range is. I thought I had 0 range, and then here you are having me pull out all these different... Honestly, if people knew the journey, it's a pretty ridiculous journey, but you keep pulling out all these different vocal styles that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah, you can pretty much do anything, honestly, to be honest with you. Like that last little jam session that we did, I mean, that's gonna get turned into, something or whatever, but like, if I was a fan of our band, I would pay top dollar just for that dinky recording. Like, it was that good. And I really treasure that experience because it was
good. It was such a great night.
This Vince Range is a speaking voice. Yeah, pretty close to that.
But he he can do some too.
Yeah, but I know exactly where it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know exactly, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes you'll be like, do it like this, and you'll sing it up like, that's not his range, but I get where he's trying to go.
Right. I'm just trying to get you to the thing.
Yeah.
But I really like the lyrics because they were extremely self-aware. For sure.
Yeah.
And do you see that bassist? The dude was like into it, like he was headbanging, but he
Oh,
was like
yeah.
headbanging like he was like horizontally headbanging.
Yeah, the whole band seemed unassuming. I just felt like it's so weird because their presentation and their energy was like, I felt like, oh, they're regular people just like the rest of us. But the way that they played, I was like, no, they're not. They're not at all. They're far beyond us.
Yeah, far. That guy, guitar wise, far beyond us. Not 8.9 for me.
Oh, 9.7 for me. Interesting.
What do you know?
Well, I've given lower scores on every song tonight.
8.9 is not a low score. I mean,
I said lower.
Put 8.9 in Excel.
I've given
It's like
lower
a 9.
scores. You put a higher score than me on all of them. And this one, score was higher. So that's why I said, oh.
The guitar.
You asked me why I said, oh, I answered you.
The guitar has saved it. The guitar has saved it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
There you are, dear listener. Listen, if you're a square and you're in regular YouTube land, well, I mean, we'll catch you again at 7 p.m. at a recorded song review. But if you are still with us, stay with us because we got more
There's
songs.
more!
There's more! Because there was a mega stream. What are you talking about? It's only 135. Stop being a bitch. We came to see a fight. Having said that, Vin out!
Sorry out.
Go!